It's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. There's late nights,
Saturday night, 10:40 p.m. and 34 seconds.
and early mornings. There's struggles, and there's triumphs. It's a passion. Sir Winston Churchill aptly described the feeling shared by many horse lovers when he said, "There's something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of a man." Plenty of time outside in pastures and with other foals and their mothers is very important. They can run and buck and play and figure out where all those feet are going and just how to coordinate those very long legs. This helps them to not only grow strong, but also develop manners. The natural curiosity of foals is good to develop bonds as well as become brave to be a sport horse. They'll come up to you and investigate you, see if you have a treat, see what the heck this big black thing I'm holding in their face is. The foals will spend a couple years turned out with handling done to take proper care of them as well as further the bond with humans. They'll mature and grow, and that way their legs will be fully developed and will not have as many injuries. The next step for these horses is to learn the lessons of becoming a sport horse. They have to learn how to be a big horse. They must learn to accept saddle, bridle, and the weight of the rider. The training process is usually quite slow and tedious. Few horses are exceptions to this. They have to learn how to balance with a rider on their back while doing more than just walking around. They have to figure out how to throw themselves up in the air and land gracefully while 120 plus pounds is sitting on their back. So many hours, days, weeks, months, years later, it happens. They have reached the big time, the Rolex Kentucky 3-day event. The CCI 4-star is the highest level of this sport in the world. The first part of a 3-day event is the initial trot-up. These are done so that veterinarians can assure the horse is sound prior to the start of competition. You could essentially be eliminated before you even get in the arena for the first phase of the competition. Horses are turned out to the nines with manes plated, hooves polished, coats shined, and the riders are also dressed very well. This demonstrates respect for the veterinarians, the judges, the competition, as well as yourself. Dressage, which tests the gaits, suppleness, and obedience of the horse through a series of prescribed movements, demonstrates grace, refined beauty, and elegance. During dressage, the goal is to give the appearance that the rider is doing absolutely nothing, and the horse is doing it all of its own volition. But there's a whole lot happening underneath the surface. It's a mutual collaboration between horse and rider. If the end result is what it should be, it'll appear as two bodies but one mind. Cross country is the highlight to eventing. The act of hurdling yourself and your equine partner at stationary objects with grace and poise while attempting to survive.
Well, close to the end of the course now. It's Rachel Jerkins and Siggy.
The second trot up is to ensure that the horses are still sound for competition after the previous day of cross country. Cross country is very wearing on the horses' bodies, and they many times look much thinner because of water loss. Grooms and possibly riders stayed up very late and got up very early to ensure the best chance of passing this examination.
Rendezvous is accepted.
Show jumping brings the energy and precision of jumping back into the ring, testing the horses' and riders' athletic ability, conditioning, and training. Equestrians need to have the concentration and ability to judge distance like a golfer, the strength and stamina of a hockey player, and the artistic flow and ability to make a hard thing look elegant and easy like a ballerina.